The tide retreats, and it leaves behind only bones. The shore is a graveyard of their hopes, littered with the empty carapaces of crabs and the brittle skeletons of fish too small to feed a child. The nets, woven with the skill of a dozen generations, come up empty. The forests behind them, once rich with game, are silent. A new kind of predator, a pack of swift, two-legged carnivores, has claimed their hunting grounds, pushing the clan to this thin, desperate strip of land between the rocks and the endless water. This is the brutal reality of their prehistoric life. They are trapped, dying a slow, grinding death by starvation. Mara, the clan's leader, stands on the black sand, the cold sea foam hissing around her ankles. She holds a fish spear, its obsidian tip a masterpiece of their primitive technology, but it is a useless relic. There is nothing to hunt. Her people are shadows, their eyes large in gaunt faces. The children no longer cry. They make a low, constant whimper that is far worse. This is the slow-motion collapse of their small pocket of hominid history. They are the last of their line, and the line is about to break. That night the Council of Elders gathers. The fire is small, a miserly collection of driftwood that offers little warmth against the damp chill. Rory C., the strongest of the young hunters, speaks with a voice raw with frustration. The land is close to us, but not forever. We must fight. We must take back the forest. His words are brave, but everyone knows what they mean. A war against predators faster and stronger than they are. A battle for scraps that will cost more lives than its aids. Then Hanno speaks. He is the oldest, his skin a map of seasons, his eyes holding the strange, distant look of someone who sees more than what is there. He is not a great hunter, but he is a watcher. We are looking in the wrong place, he says, his voice a dry rustle. We starve on the shore of a full belly. He points a bony finger not inland, but out into the immense, terrifying blackness of the night sea. The land sleeps, but the sea wakes. A murmur of fear ripples through the small gathering. The sea in the day is a known danger. The sea at night is a void, a place from which no one has ever returned. It is the stuff of nightmares, of legends used to frighten children. Hanno continues, his voice gaining strength. I have watched the moon. I have watched the tides. When the light is full, the great silver fish, the tuna, they rise from the deep to feed. The water glows with ghost light where they swim. He speaks of bioluminescence, a concept they have no word for, but a phenomenon he has observed and understood. He speaks of a hunt on the open water, in the dark on a raft. Rory C. laughs, a harsh, bitter sound. The old man is mad. He wants us to paddle into the maw of the abyss. What of the deep singer, the shadow that snaps canoes in half? He speaks of the great terror, the whispered legend of the sea, the creature they have only glimpsed as a vast, impossible shape in the deep water, a Mosasaurus. The hard choice falls to Mara. To follow Rory C. is to choose a death there and a battle of blood and bone on familiar ground. To follow Hanno is to embrace a terror, so profound it has no name, to sail into a myth. She looks at the firelight flickering on the faces of her people, at the hollows in their cheeks. A known death or a terrifying chance at life. We have lived with our backs to the sea, she says, her voice ringing with a final, desperate authority. We will not starve on the edge of the world. We will hunt. The raft is a flimsy thing of bamboo and vine, a prayer-given form. It feels impossibly small as they push off from the shore, a tiny, crawling insect on the skin of a sleeping giant. 4 of them paddle Mara, Rory C., and other young hunters. Hanno sits in the center, his hands still, his eyes on the sky. He is not paddling, he is the anchor, become a single ember, and then wink out. They are alone. The sound of the waves slapping against the logs is the only world. The shore, their entire existence, is now just a memory. Panic is a cold fish in Ric's gut. He grips his paddle so hard his knuckles are white mountains on a landscape of brown skin. The water is black, he rasps, stating the obvious because the obvious has become a monster. There is nothing. There is everything, Hanno corrects him gently, not looking away from the stars. You are just blind to it. That star, he points with his chin, is the tooth of the sky lizard. Keep it over your left shoulder. The current will do the rest. He is their link to the world they had left behind, his knowledge a thin, vital thread spinning out across the void. This journey is a testament to an intelligence that dares to map the unknown, a critical step in the long march of human evolution. They have left the coastal world and entered the true pelagic realm, a three-dimensional universe of alien, unprecedented, unseen life. And now passes, or maybe it is a lifetime. Time has dissolved. There is only the rhythmic dip of the paddles in the vast, crushing emptiness. This is the primal fear not of a beast with teeth, but of nothing. Of being an untethered speck in a blackness so complete it feels solid. Mara feels it too, a cold dread that threatens to seize her muscles. She fights it by focusing on her task. She unrolls a length of gut line. At its end is not a curved hook, but a gorge hook, a straight piece of polished bone, sharpened at both ends, tied in the middle. It is a simple, lethal piece of technology designed to be swallowed and then toggle sideways, lodging itself deep in the gullet of a great fish. She baits it with a piece of dried squid, its scent sharp and oily in the salt air. It is Hanno who sees it first. There, he whispers. At first, it looks like a reflection of the stars, but it is moving. A faint, milky river of light beneath the surface. Bioluminescence. A trail of microscopic life flaring in response to a disturbance. The trail grows brighter, wider. A silent ghost stops paddling, their hearts hammering against their ribs. The water around the raft begins to shimmer with an ethereal green-blue light. Then they see them. Shapes. Huge. Torpedo-like shadows moving with incredible speed within the river of light. Tuna. But they are not fish. They are monsters of silver and muscle, bigger than any land animal they have ever hunted, some as long as a man. They flash through the glowing water, their powerful bodies a blur of liquid moonlight. The scale of them is terrifying, but it is also beautiful. It is the armed terror of the unknown made manifest. For a generation, her people have starved on the shore, and just beyond their sight, a river of life this rich has flowed every night. Mara grips her line, the baited hook feeling like a child's toy against the impossible power she is about to challenge. Her hands do not tremble. The fear is still there, but now it has a purpose. Mara drops the line into the glowing river. The baited gorge hook vanishes into the shimmering depths. The weight is an eternity compressed into heartbeats. Rory C and the others hold their paddles, their bodies tense, ready to back-paddle, to fight the unseen force they have invited aboard. This is the moment where Hanno's strange foresight meets the brutal physical present. The line, held loosely in Mara's fingers, jerks once, twice, and then rips from her grasp. The coiled length of vine snaps taut with a sound like a breaking bone and screams out over the side of the raft. A cloud of steam erupts where her hand had been. Hold on, Rory C yells, a useless command against the power they have unleashed. The raft lurches, spinning sideways, and begins to move. They are no longer hunters. They are cargo dragged through the black water by a creature whose strength is beyond their comprehension. The tuna, deep below, is fighting with a primal fury, pulling them further and further from the memory of land, deeper into the alien heart of the night ocean. The hunters become a sleigh ride to oblivion. This isn't just a battle for food. It is a defining moment for these ancient humans, a test of whether their ingenuity can master a power greater than their own. For an hour they are dragged. The beast's first run is unstoppable. All they can do is hang on, their world reduced to the groaning of the raft's bindings and the high-pitched hum of the vine line slicing through the water. But as Hanno predicted, the great fish begins to tire. The runs become shorter. Mara rats and faint. She begins to haul, her palms and fingers raw. Rory C joins her, his earlier fear burned away by the heat of the fight. They pull together, a coordinated, rhythmic heave that is the very soul of community. Slowly, foot by agonizing foot, they raise the monster from the deep. It surfaces with a tremendous thrashing of water, a titan of silver scales and black muscle gleaming in the moonlight. It is bigger than they could have imagined. Its eye, the size of a man's fist, stares at them with a cold, alien indifference. As they struggle to lash it to the side of the raft, a new shape rises from the depths. It is not fast. It It is not fast. It is slow, deliberate, and impossibly large. A vast, dark head, armored with plates of bone, breaks the surface. The water streams off a reptilian skull the size of their entire raft, and a single, immense eye, ancient and intelligent, fixes on them. The Mosasaurus. It has been drawn by the blood, by the struggle. There is no time for fear. There is only the choice. Rory C., in an act of pure, selfless instinct, an act of altruism that will define the future of all Homo sapiens, grabs a fish spear. He does not try to fight the colossal reptile. He turns and strikes the tethered tuna, driving the spear deep into its gills, widening the wounds, releasing a fresh, billowing cloud of blood into the water. Paddle, he roars. He is offering the great hunter a choice, the easy meal or the difficult one. Its massive head turning slowly to follow the scent of the blood. It ignores the frantic splashing of the raft and sinks back beneath the waves, its attention fixed on the dying tuna. They do not speak on the long journey back, guided by Hanna-weary, triumphant silence. The raft heavy with a catch that will feed their clan for a month. They have paddled into a nightmare and returned with a future. The sea is no longer a boundary, it is a territory. Their world has doubled in size. This single, terrifying night has forever altered the trajectory of their people, proving that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to paddle directly into it, armed with nothing but intelligence and a desperate hope. This hard-won knowledge, this leap of faith into the black water, is more than just a survival skill. It is the moment they stopped being creatures of the shore and became masters of the deep. It is the genesis of all human exploration, the first chapter in our species' audacious story of turning the unknown into a home. This is how we conquer fear, not by killing the monster, but by learning to navigate its world. And far out on the horizon, the first hint of dawn reveals the shape of a new coastline, a land unseen.